Right Tire and Service on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga is the right place for you. We carry the right tires for your car. Goodyear, Cooper, General, Michelin, and lots more. Right Tire and Service is also your right choice when it comes to all of your automotive service needs. Whether it's an oil change, front end alignment, brake service, or air conditioner work, make the right choice the first time and stop by Right Tire and Service, Sylacauga.
This man is not a mime. He's merely expressing his joy of switching from his old bank to Heritage South Credit Union. His story unfolds through the rare, spontaneous exuberance of interpretive dance, which anyone can learn with a little help from Heritage South. Isn't it time you said hello to Heritage South?
Alabama State Parks, your other backyard. Brought to you by Alabama State Parks, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
And counting, we are go for a mission to the moon at this time. The second stage tanks now pressurizing, and we're coming up on the power transfer. 50 seconds.
One trip to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, and you can show your kids the space program in ways that no textbook ever could. You'll learn the history of the Apollo missions, how to pilot the space shuttle, and that the moon is actually just a short drive away in Alabama.
And welcome to another edition of It's Talladega. In case you just tuned in for the first time, this program is designed to talk about all the good things that's going on in Talladega. Talladega is open for business, and I mean wide open for business. And every week we try to bring you a different personality, business person, whatever. Citizens been around a long time, has helped promote Talladega, kept Talladega afloat, and we try to bring the programs to you so you can see all the good things that are going on in Talladega. This week's special guest is Mr. Stacy Jones. He is the director of Talladega Athletics, or Parks and Recreation in Talladega, and it's an honor to have Stacy with us. Welcome.
Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
He's been in town now, what, a couple of years?
It's been a little over a year now. It's been about a year and a month.
He's turned things upside down and around and sideways, and I mean, he's got it going, folks. If you would, Stacy, just maybe share with the folks a little bit about who you are, where you came from, how you, through the years, what you've done, where you went to school, and these kind of things, and we'll go from there.
It's an interesting background, I guess you would say, from where I grew up. I grew up in the country in Miller's Holler, Alabama. Went to Etowah High School in Attala. At that point in my life, didn't really know what I wanted to do prior to that, but I knew I wanted to play sports, and of course God gave me the ability to play. Back in 1985, I wound up getting a scholarship to Auburn University as a pitcher, and got to play with some of the best athletes. I know of one of them was the best athlete of the last 100 years, was Bo Jackson. He was a senior when I was a freshman down there. Played down there for 3 years, got drafted. I was the 54th player taken in the 1988 draft by the Baltimore Orioles. And from there, I played 9 years professional ball with 4 different organizations. I've got a total of 31 days in the big leagues with 2 teams, one of them being the Chicago White Sox and the other one being the Baltimore Orioles. Was lucky to play with some phenomenal athletes and actually some of the best coaches that you'll ever be around, you know, from Cal Ripken Sr. to Frank Robinson to Dusty Baker. And I've been around quite a few of them and have loved every minute of it, but I wouldn't change anything in the world from where I'm at today. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. When I got out of professional baseball, I had an opportunity to coach, but it was some things in my life that was kind of going awry. Went through a divorce, and I wasn't going to leave my daughters. And so I've stayed home with them. Don't regret any of it. Kind of had to find a new venue of life from that point, and shuffled around a little bit from the poultry industry, and as far as working with farmers out in the field, and got into a business of building the farms themselves, as far as building the structure and the equipment side of it. And I knew there was something missing in my life, and somehow I got into, I don't know how I run across it on the internet, but they were looking for a Parks and Rec director here in Talladega. I applied for it and got it, and I'm like a pig in the mud.
And it got you.
It got me. It got me wrapped up. Sure did.
Stacey, you're what, 6 foot?
I'm 6'6".
6'6".
Right now, I weigh a little bit more than what I should. I'm 6'6", about 275 right now.
Talking about weighing more than you should. I get amused. You read the papers every day, and they got these big programs going. The government's spending money trying to study obesity. Why do you need to study fat folks? All you got to do is quit eating.
Quit eating.
They're spending millions of dollars trying to find out why you're fat. It's because you eat too much.
Well, you're taking in more calories than you let you let out.
But I get amused at we don't have money for things we really need it for, and they're spending thousands and millions of dollars studying why folks get fat.
That's exactly right. You're exactly right. And the way today's world is right now, you go looking at most of our kids are indoors in the air conditioner playing Wii and playing PlayStation. We need to really get outside and start doing some things, and that's where we're really missing the boat on fitness.
This was not on the agenda. I don't have an agenda. We just talking,
just letting
folks.
it fly.
Whatever comes up comes out. But this is interesting. You're talking about going to school, and we spend millions of dollars in the country through the years of picking up little Johnny and little Susie, so they won't have to walk to school. And then we get them to school, and we spend millions and trillions of dollars building gymnasiums, so they can get exercise when they get to school.
When they get to school.
Yeah,
That's
we don't want them to walk to school and get exercise. That'd be bad.
That's right.
We ride them, and then we let them exercise at school.
When they get to school. And now it's kind of getting out where that's not even part of the curriculum anymore of fitness in school. And that's to me, it's a sad thing from the standpoint, because the obesity rate right now, we're running close to 30% across the country. And then you're looking also in the next 10 years, they're expecting that number to get up to 40%.
And people just don't seem to care that much.
Well, it's fast food, these things. Every day now we're dealing with processed food. So it's fast, it's microwave, it's McDonald's.
When you I was not aware of some of that background you just referring to.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
It has to be, I'm not sure how you would compare it, coming from the big leagues down to a city of Talladega with 18,000 population. To me, it'd be like coming from New York to live.
Well,
do you have to slow down? I mean, it was a fast
No, not
pace.
really. No, it's been a gradual thing. I grew up in a real small town of Atala. We got only 6,000 people, and we pretty much know everybody.
Camp Seibert.
That's right there where the high school's at.
Yeah.
And so as far as coming here and doing this, it is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to coach. Right now, dealing with some of the coaching things here. We got some kids from Talladega and Sylacauga and Childersburg. As far as the high school kids, running a summer program for Senior Babe Ruth, which they haven't had for a long time, and we got it going this year, and we'll actually play next week. But coming from what you talk about, like the New York and the big cities and the big leagues and playing of that, most of my life I was on a bus or on an airplane, in a hotel for 9 years. Loved it, but I didn't experience the how do you put it, that lime life. I never got very much of that. 31 days. Have had two major surgeries. I was in the big leagues both times when things happened, and it just wasn't meant to be. And God's going to put me where I need to be, and this is where I'm supposed to be.
Well, we're honored to have you here, and we're proud to have you here, and it's amazing some of the things you're doing to turn the program around. Let's just share with the folks, when you came into town, and we're not being negative, but Talladega was, I can't say it was in disarray, but there were some needs that was need to be addressed in Talladega. Sports programs and so forth.
The biggest thing, if you care, you got to care about what you're going to do, and we work for the general public. From our paycheck to what we try to accomplish is the quality of life and the people we deal with. The senior program that we got at the Mabry Center and all the seniors within the Talladega was pretty much split when I got there, and we tried to combine those two. Wasn't a whole lot of participation as far as traveling and stuff. We've kind of combined several groups. The first trip we went to was to an apple festival. We piggybacked with Oxford, and we had some, like 20 or 23 of our seniors. We got them over to Oxford Civic Center, and then they combined the trip with them. But recently, our last trip we went to Blue Ridge, Georgia, and we had from Talladega 90-something participants as far as seniors.
Yeah, we promoted that on the program here, on our Sunday night program, that if you wanted to be involved, to get in touch with you. And we try to do everything we can on all of our programs to promote.
Well, one thing, we've tried to touch each and every one of them. What we've also done, Sharon Stockdale and I, she's kind of gone and got some phone numbers and addresses, and we were trying to accumulate a little bit of data. So, you know, something significant in their lives as you get older, as far as a senior. It's not the world's getting any bigger. When you get older, your world starts falling in, getting smaller. So being able to go to the store, being able to go on trips, you're more confined in the house. So we're trying to reach out to those people quite a bit. We're sending birthday cards. We're sending significant other, you know, loss of a family.
Let people know you care.
That's exactly right.
You got a good lady at Sandra Cameron. I hired her in my first term at the Mabry Center.
That's right.
Sandra's my buddy, and she's always done a good job.
She's a go-getter.
She's very devoted.
Very, very much so.
And of course, you got a lot of good employees. You get in trouble when you start singling out folks. I know that. But right. you've got probably some of the better group of folks in the world.
I've got some good ones. Like I said earlier about caring, you've got to care, and that's one thing I've seen in my employees' eyes, that they care for their and they're going to stand up for them, and I really give them props for that, and that's what we're there to improve their quality of life.
We'll get off on the Ben Bruner Sports Complex and some of these other things shortly, but what have you got lined up for the group, the seniors? What are you running right now? About 50 or 75 at the senior center?
Well, it can run 50 to 75, but they've got a new card game going on. I couldn't tell you the name of the card game, but we're probably going to have to move some more tables in there. But our next trip on our seniors is August the 17th at 1 o'clock. We're going to take a field trip down here to Bluebell Ice Cream, make a tour of it. So I'd like for you to join us with us.
I'll tell you what, there's some good ice cream. We've eaten down there before.
That's wonderful.
Got a great place. It's I can't commend you enough for all you're doing for the seniors. The Little League, that's always been a bone of contention about you don't have enough programs in Talladega for this, don't have enough programs for this. The Ben Bruner Park Sports Complex has sort of been not necessarily let go, but it's not had the attention it probably needed.
Well,
you're turning on a lot of these programs.
I don't say it hasn't been attention to it. That I've kind of gone in there and thrown a little kink into it a little bit of planting some trees and trying to get some scenery. I just don't like going to I've been to a lot of complexes in my life. And to go to a complex, the first thing you notice at our complex right now, that you can see all the way across from the baseball and softball fields, all the way past the soccer, past the football, to the pine trees on the other side. It's a long way. You feel like you're in West Texas. So I wanted to go out, and I had a friend of mine that owns a kayaking place, Mr. Brown from First South Production Credit over in Oxford. It's a friend of mine. I'm not trying to promote anything.
That's okay.
But he gave me the trees. It was in his backyard. So a couple of employees and I, me and Jerome and Don Hart, Jerome Curry, we went and dug those things up. I planted, I think 36 big, like 10-foot tall trees that we dug up.
That's at Ben Bruner Park.
That's at Ben Bruner Park. And we also got with the National Forest Service, and they donated some trees to us also, some blackjack oak and some other trees, so sawtooth oak also, and they're planted around the ballpark, around the parking lot. We're going to try to close it in and give it that family thing.
That's great.
So it's been a most all the trees have survived too. That's the great thing about it. We dug them up and planted them in January.
If you just tuned in, it's Talladega, name of our program. We're talking with our special guest today, Stacy Jones. He's the director of the Recreation Department in Talladega. We got to go to a break, and we'll be right back and talk about some more good programs he's got lined up for the incoming year, plus the 4th of July activity.
Downtown Barbecue and Grill, you'll get true Southern-style barbecue cooked the way it should be, smoked for over 24 hours. Our award-winning St. Louis-style ribs are smoked over seasoned hickory wood. The loaded potatoes are the largest you've ever seen and come with your choice of pulled pork or chicken. And don't forget our famous bread pudding and coconut cream cake, made fresh daily. Downtown Barbecue also offers last-minute catering services. And be sure to join us every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, featuring a fun mix of pork and Mexican cuisine, and Wednesdays for Wing Wednesday.
Local Health Mart store in Silicaga's Marble City Pharmacy. With 57 years combined experience, registered pharmacists Danny Johnson, Jacob Johnson, and Jerry Johnson stand ready to fill that next doctor's prescription. Your full-service pharmacy, Marble City Pharmacy, features the Living Well Diabetes Life Center Control. And we're your gift headquarters, too, including Alabama and Auburn selections, plus a complete line of toys such as Melissa and Doug. Greeting cards for any occasions, and also saving you even more money is our popular dollar aisle. That's Marble City Pharmacy, the way a drugstore used to be.
Hi there, welcome down to the Slick Willie Buick Slick Willie Auto Car Lot.
Don't fall for the same old trick. Do business with the best. Tallapoosa Ford in Alexander City. Tallapoosa Ford has a huge selection of F-150 trucks, 2011 Tauruses. Tallapoosa Ford has it all. The short country drive from anywhere. We can do all warranty work on any Ford with award-winning service.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to invite you to come experience our dealership and see what 30 years of family-owned business can do for you in your car buying experience.
Save on gas. Save on purchase price. Get more than you imagined for your trade. Plus, take advantage of huge factory incentives and 0.9% financing on new Civics, Accords, Cross Tours, Pilots, and Ridgelines. Now at King Honda Car World, Auburn, Alabama. All roads lead to King Honda, where you will save thousands on new Odyssey vans and get 0.9% financing for 60 months. Forget sticker. Every new Honda is marked down for this gigantic event. Now is the time to buy, and King Honda is the place. Over 100 new Hondas to select from at King Honda, Auburn, Alabama.
Wright Tire and Service on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga is the right place for you. We carry the right tires for your car. Goodyear, Cooper, General, Michelin, and lots more. Wright Tire and Service is also your right choice when it comes to all of your automotive service needs. Whether it's an oil change, front end alignment, brake service, or air conditioner work, make the right choice the first time and stop by Wright Tire and Service, Sylacauga.
Get ready to smile at Toyota of Sylacauga, the new 2012 Toyota RAV4. It's the versatile and efficient compact SUV. You'll love your RAV4 for just $21,390 or enjoy 0% financing for 60 months. Toyota of Sylacauga. Get ready to smile.
And welcome back to It's Talladega. In case you've just tuned in, this is our guest today, Mr. Stacy Jones. Professional ball player through the years, and we're honored to have him as our Director of Recreation and Parks in Talladega. Casey, let's talk about, of course, when you came in here, you inherited all the ball fields and the Ben Bruner Park and the recreation facility. I know that the recreation center facility had to undergo some major renovation.
It had.
Where are we on this with the pool and everything that's going on there?
We're up and running at Spring Street. They had done a pretty large renovation to the building. There was some structural damage to the roof. When you're dealing with an enclosed pool, you're dealing with a lot of humidity, and some of the boards up top had rotted, and they did a good job with it. We've been up and running full bore for about a little over a year now. When I come on board, we've had a little bit of blips with some leaking in the skylights, and when you start dealing with skylights and open ceilings, you're going to have some. But we've got that taken care of.
Is Olympic pool in Olympic size pool?
It is. You're not going to find that well of a pool. You might find probably 4 or 5 of these in the state of Alabama that's just this nice, and the facilities that we have.
Open to the public.
It's open to the public. Right now we've got summer camp going on. We've got about 110 kids that are signed up for summer camp that come.
Fantastic.
And of course they get their time in the pool, and they're at the rec center too, and about 5 o'clock we're pretty much open basketball and swim, and we have swim teams, and Lisa Williams and Brian Hutton's doing a fantastic job with the swimming pool and the swim team. And we'll actually have a meet there this coming Monday.
Fantastic.
This coming Monday.
What about, of course, I know Bemiston's open limited basketball playing, I think.
It is. What we've done with Bemiston, we've spent a tremendous amount of money on that building. It is
a lot of history there through the years.
It's a lot of history, and thanks to Bobby Trammell, she's a great lady. She's really
being a Beamistonite, you better not touch that building.
You better not touch that building.
Beamiston folks.
That's exactly right. And that tree out front either. So
I'm very familiar with what you're putting up with.
That's right. But I love Bobby to death. But
she's a worker.
What we've got at Beamiston right now, we've got we got senior basketball starting up next Tuesday.
That's not senior citizen basketball.
No, it's I call it senior basketball, I which is 30 and over.
I know.
They'll be out there on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6, because what winds up happening at Spring Street, you've got the younger crowd likes to run and gun, then you got the older people that play more defense and just more of a camaraderie. It's not about winning, it's about exercising. So they'll start out there next week and on Tuesdays and Thursdays and be open. And we also are looking at this is a done deal. What we're doing with the building, we're in the process of right now turning it into downstairs a temporary storm shelter. Okay. With all the things that's happened with the tornado. We're doing we're renovating the bottom. We've put exit signs, got some emergency floodlights. If the power goes out, we're putting in